Welcome to Wednesday night on Bad Dog Comedy TV. You are watching Five Things with your wonderful, amazing host, Alia Rasul.
Hello, thank you so much for joining us. Before we begin, I just wanted to do a land acknowledgement. So here we at the Bad Dog Theater Company are broadcasting from the traditional territory of many nations, including the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinaabe, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat peoples, and is now home to many diverse First Nations, Inuit, and Métis peoples. We acknowledge this territory as the subject of the One Dish, One Spoon Wampum Belt Covenant and an agreement between the Iroquois Confederacy and the Confederacy of the Ojibwe and allied nations to peaceably share and care for the resources around the Great Lakes. Many know this land under its colonial name of Toronto, Ontario, Canada. All right. Welcome to Five Things. Thanks everyone for joining us. So Five Things is for casual comedy fans, for hardcore humor nerds alike. We're going to be talking to some of the biggest and brightest stars in comedy and ask them 5 questions about their approach to art, work, and life as a comedian. So this season of Five Things is hosted by me, Alia Rasul, she, her, and we're going to dig into the stories, politics, and personality behind the jokes. So just to start off, I borrowed this from Kaya Green, who was the host in season 1, and check out other seasons, by the way. They're available on YouTube, Bad Dog Comedy TV, and on the Sonar Network. Five Things, in case you didn't know, is based on an improv warm-up game, so let's warm up. And since I'm a new host for the new season, I am going to tell you 5 things about me, because it's my show. So first thing, I am a Filipina, I am a comedian, I am a member of the Tita Collective, an all-Filipina group of artists based in Toronto. Another thing, today was a warm November day, and on these days I wonder if there is a word that describes the roller coaster of emotions you feel when you're happy it's nice and sunny instead of being cold, and then immediately remembering that it is because of climate change that it is warm and immediately feeling guilty. So if there is a word for that, please let me know. I am very curious. And last thing, I am so excited to be hosting this show and nerding out about comedy with some of my most favorite people this season. About today's guest, speaking of, is my bestie, ANESTI DANELIS. ANESTI is a comedian, musician, writer, and filmmaker whose work has been featured on Vice, People Magazine, AV Club, Daily Mail UK, Extra TV, and other radio and TV shows across the globe. He's performed on Global TV, CBC, the Winnipeg Comedy Fest, and his videos have gone viral a few times, raking in over 24.5 million views. That's wild. So yeah, he's one of my favorite people in the world, definitely in the top 10. Without further ado, let's give a warm welcome to ANESTI. Hello. Hey, how are you doing?
I'm good. I feel like we're missing a coffee. We're missing a coffee in our hands.
It's true. We only ever meet for coffee, and this is new for us.
I know. This is like, what beverage do we even have?
I've got water. It's good to hydrate.
That's true.
What beverage do you have? Diet Coke?
Coke with some ice, so kind of like water.
Very nice.
It's okay.
So, yeah. Thank you so much for doing this show.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, definitely one of the top 10. And maybe the top half or the last half, we don't know.
It's probably like 9.5, just all the way at the end.
That is so accurate. That is very accurate. Yeah, so...
I read the list, yeah.
It's true. I do update a list on my blog of the 10 people that I like, and it depends on whether or not it's vibes, like he got me a birthday present, go one up. Likes a show that I don't like, out of a 10, because then,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah,
It's a
so
roller
what else
coaster,
is
it's a roller
up? What else is going on? What were you up to today?
Today, not too much. I was finishing up a thing for a person, making like a little commission songy song. And then I relaxed for a little bit, and now I'm here. Nothing too crazy. How about you?
Well, I was at work and I'm still at work. Just hustling, doing everything all at the same time. Definitely the opposite of resting.
That's your
I
motto.
g-
Work
the
all
op-
day.
Work all day, work all night. Yeah, I guess this is why we're
Mhm.
friends. We're opposites.
Exactly. I do no work at all, and you do all the work.
It's because I do your work for you and you do my
Mhm.
resting for me. That's why this works.
It's
But
true.
um, outside of our friendship, are you ready to get started with? I prepared 5 questions to ask you. Are you
Ooh.
ready to answer these very specially curated questions, Anesti?
I am prepared
Okay, great.
as best as I can be. I'm gonna try. No promises.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so first thing, why comedy?
Oh, like why do I like doing it?
Yeah, like whatever that
On the
means to
spot.
you. Like, why did you wake up one day and decide to do comedy, or why do you wake up today and decide to continue to do comedy?
Oh boy. Uh, I don't know why. I've always liked comedy growing up. Like I've always loved Mr. Bean and all that kind of slapsticky stuff. But I never thought it was like a career you can do.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I never that never just was never aware to me. But I just one time found a flyer for Second City, and I was like, I'll take a class, and then just continued. And I guess I'm still doing it because I don't know. I don't know. Now I'm like I've done it so long where I have no other skills.
True.
Mhm.
True. I mean, I had the same sort of path. Like I only took a class because I wanted to be better at public speaking, and I just kept go following sort of that one class, then a show, and then you kind of get sucked into it, and then you're like, I'm a comedian now, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy how like you just start from taking a class and then it's like I don't know, a few years later and you're like, wow, I'm doing like just shows now or taking classes now. Like this is what the life is turning into. It's weird.
Yeah, but you're
It's
not
fun.
just
Yeah.
doing just shows. Like you did like Winnipeg Comedy Fest, you've done Edinburgh. Those are, like those are big shows. Just
Big stress. Yeah.
big
It'd
stress.
I feel like that's what happens too. It's like you start off with like a little class and then you do like the little student show that they put you on. And then after that, it's like you get into, I guess, like a conservatory-esque show, and then everyone's like, "Sick, we like sketch now." And then you do like a fringe, and it's like a thing. It's like a thing that just keeps going.
Yeah, and I think like you also, I don't know if this ever happened to you, but you kind of get to this point where you're like, can I call myself a comedian? I think there was this before times where I'm like, I'm not a comedian. And then now you're like, I'm a comedian because that's all I know. This is all I know who to be. Did you ever go through that like kind of existential crisis with that comedian
Yeah,
identity?
a little bit, because I was like, I don't even know what that means. Like, there's no like proper job title of what a comedian is, right? It's I don't know what the criteria is for that. So I was always wondering, like, can I call myself a comedian? Because I did like some 9 to 5 work way back, and I was like, well, this is what I am, and this is like side stuff. So it was always weird to kind of call myself a comedian, but I guess enough time passes and you're like, I'm a comedian.
And what does that mean to you now, though, being a comedian?
Oh, um, I don't know, like actively pursuing it. I still don't know what the criteria is. I know
You know what?
I just do it a lot, so I might as well call myself this.
You know what? That's honest. That is an honest answer. But you know what? Like for me, uh, your attitude right now is quite like, maybe I'm a comedian, but you're actually one of the hardest working comedians I know. And personally, for me, like when I think about comedian, it's someone who is inspired by something that's happened that around them, and then they turn it into something in a way that will connect to a lot of people. And that brings me kind of actually to the second thing number two. Yeah, so you used to work for a big famous coffee chain, which I'm not sure if we're allowed to name them. Are we?
I don't know. I don't know.
Well,
They,
I don't.
I don't know. I don't know what their deal is.
Because we know they're watching you. But
They
so
got
yes,
private eyes. They got private eyes.
they, so we're looking around. So yeah, you quit said job in the most spectacular way. Could you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah. So I was about to say the place. So I worked at this place, and it was a fun. Like I loved working at this coffee shop. I loved my coworkers. It's just my boss was terrible, and this is like one of the, I think, third or fourth boss we had at that point, and just like such a change, the worst, made everybody's life hell, made people like turn on each other by lying to them and manipulating people. It was like a really weird environment that this manager set up. So I just kind of had enough of it, and I just decided to write a song and sing it as I quit. Can I swear on this place?
Yeah.
On this thing? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. The song, it's the chorus goes, "Fuck this, I quit. Fuck this place, I quit." So it's very classy. And yeah, that's pretty much the story of that. And then I just sang it. But my manager wasn't there, which in hindsight, I was like, yeah, so I went to go sing it to my manager, but my manager had left early, and I was like, yeah, you don't stay for your full shifts. What else is new? And then I just sang it anyways. But in hindsight, I think like it's better that she wasn't there, because I think she probably would have like stopped it mid song.
Oh
And
yeah.
it would have never happened. So
Yeah, exactly. She would have shut it down, and it would have never become the video that it is today, which I think is your first viral video. I mean, I don't know how many hits that video took, but how many hits that video got. But I know that at one point you were doing an interview in Germany. So like, did you expect that would happen? That it would go just like travel as far as it did?
no, not at all. Like, it's just an idea I had in my head one time, and I'm like, that would be fun. And then even when I got there, because it's like a cumulative snowball of like, that would be fun, and then I'm actually doing it, and I'm like, why did I do this? And then when I posted it, I didn't think it would do anything crazy. I thought it would make like my friends and family laugh. But then no, Six Buzz picked it up, and they like reposted it, and then I think that started the traction, because they're like such a big Toronto page. And then it was crazy. Like the Germany people, their like headquarters are in New York. It's like RTL or RLT Germany.
Mm-hmm.
And they flew in to do like a segment on the whole thing, and that was crazy. They tried to go undercover to actually talk to the manager. So like one of the reporters went in there with like undercover like mics and stuff like that.
With like a mic in with the mic in their pen situation.
Yeah, she was like, we're gonna get this. We have to get her side of the story. I'm like, that's fine, but I don't think she'll talk to you. And she's like, don't worry. I'm like going incognito, and I'm like, all right.
And did they talk to her?
No, she went in and came out, and she's like, yeah, she's not gonna talk to me.
Oh, well, you know your manager. I mean, was that like how many millions did that get?
Honestly, not surprisingly, for like what usually a viral video you think it would be, it got like under 1 million, which still like incredible, holy shit. But yeah, I mean, it was like for the like the reach that it got and the press that it got, it didn't like do that viral thing that it
Oh,
gets
okay.
like.
So you're saying it kind of like, so press wise, because I honestly, like, I have friends who aren't even in comedy at all that are like, oh yeah, that guy is the fuck this I quit guy. So yeah, like, yeah, so it really got everywhere. And I don't know, like, did that change anything um, for you in terms of like the kind of comedy you wanted to make, or did you learn anything from that experience? Will you ever go back to working at a coffee shop? What's a nasty post fuck this I quit video?
Hmm. Well, I'm back at the coffee place that with my
Oh,
manager.
okay. True, true,
Yeah,
true.
we're best friends now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if it really changed anything. It was just such a weird experience that it was like more like, I don't know if I could like, absorb it all, but it was it just made me see how much people relate to like a sensationalized story. So it's sort of like people connected to just such a bare bone idea of like, I hate my job and I want to quit.
Mm.
So I guess if anything, it made me kind of be more in tune of like, oh, okay, what is like the bare bones of what people kind of go through life thinking and experiencing, and if you can touch upon that like very basic relatable feeling, maybe you can mine it for comedy or something.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's pretty much it. Nothing really changed. I was working at another job when that video came out, and I was like, oh my god, what's gonna happen? But then like a week later, my manager was like, oh, I saw the video, and I was like, right, I'm just gonna go. And she's like, no, I loved it. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess yeah, I guess it's so easy to like, if you're applying for jobs, to just Google you and be like, what was this guy about?
Yeah, I was doing an interview on the phone, and this person was like, so I Googled you, and I was like, oh shit. And he's like, you're the you did the thing, and I was like, I did that thing, and I was like, so do I have a job? And he's like, yeah, I don't care, it's really funny, but as long as you're a good employee. And I was like, didn't get the job, so.
but they enjoyed it.
I gave them
but
1
like,
second of fun.
yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, just following like what you did from that, because I think that was like 2 years ago. You got into you got into like TikTok, which brings me to thing number 3. ANESTI's TikTok fame. Yeah, like again, like I said, like when I say that you're one of the hardest working people I know in comedy, I know that you are quite a workaholic, and you've described your week in terms of making these weekly musical videos. Like, yeah, like, do you want to take us through what a week of producing one of those videos looks like?
Yeah, sure. So in pandemic, when like I had all the free time in the world, and I was able to do stuff like that, it would be like it'd be like a Monday or Tuesday, like working on a song, figuring out what it is, and kind of like writing it as I produce it on the computer. And then Wednesday would be like a filming day. It's very loose, but like one of those days would be a filming day. And then the next couple days would be like editing days, just because they took so long to do. And I really just wanted to, I really just wanted to work on my portfolio of like, how can I make something the best that I can, just to like have a portfolio if I can get hired for any of these skills. So they took a long time to make. But yeah, it was pretty much like a weekly thing, and then I would post it the following week. But that was also back then when like I didn't really know how to use these programs. So like I was new to music production. So I was like making songs where I go back now and I'm like, the mix sounds terrible. and even video editing was like super long and treacherous because I didn't know what I was doing. It was just pretty much like learning as you go, and what used to take me a week now I can do like in a couple days. So it's been like gradually getting easier to do, which is nice because now like there's no free time anymore and back to work, right?
Yeah. Well, so everything seems like it was self-taught, and I think you started this like right before the start of the pandemic. So it's been about almost 2 years, and I wonder if you could go back. What are a few things that you wish that you knew then that you know now?
Oh, like go back before pandemic?
Yeah, like if you go back in time to ANESTI, who's like starting his first video, you'd be like, well, here are a few tips, my friend.
Whew, okay. Don't use your phone to record vocals because it will sound terrible. What tips? I don't know. I had to like fail a lot to kind of learn the stuff as I went, so I think I needed to like bomb a bunch. Yeah, I don't know. Use good lights. Don't spend too much time composing a thing because you're not good at it yet, so people can't hear the stuff you're trying to like compose because it's so intricate. Make it simple. Keep it simple. That's the one advice. Just keep it simple.
That's great. Yeah, like your videos look so epic now, and it's wild that they used to suck. No, I'm kidding.
As you
I'm
tell me all the
kidding.
time.
I like to keep you grounded. That's, I think, responsibility I take very seriously as a friend.
True friendship. That's true.
True
Yeah.
friendship. So thing number 4. What is a surprising thing you've come across in your influencer career? So is there something that was just like, if there was one thing that blew your mind in this entire process, what was it?
Like in terms of like what?
Yeah, I don't know. Like if you're just doing your TikTok thing, making your videos, something's happened and you're like, you can either be like, oh my gosh, that's amazing, or oh my gosh, that makes me feel things. Some of the things not great. Maybe most of the things great. I don't know if I've made that clear.
No, I got it.
Thank you.
Do I? I don't know.
You know what? Take from it what you can.
Okay. I want to piece this together. You know what it is though? Okay, one thing I've learned is that there's hilarious people everywhere. So many funny people on the internet. Like, I don't know. Like, I started TikTok as a joke. Like, I had downloaded the app and made a couple of things that was just learning how to use it. But scrolling through it since then, it's just like there's so many funny people. So many funny people who are like not comedians, but they're so good at the format of a TikTok. You know, it's like I'm not sure how they would translate on a stage setting, but like their videos are hilarious. And I was like, wow, we're like all super funny people. All
Yeah,
funny
I mean that goes back to the question though, right? Like it's kind of like who gets to call themselves comedians? I feel like maybe 5-7 years ago, I don't know, with the pandemic, I don't know my time anymore, but I felt like you had to do certain things to be able to call yourself a comedian. And then TikTok comes around, shows that everyone is funny. And some of these folks are putting in the hours, putting out content that is like hilarious and amazing. Millions of views. I mean, do they get to call themselves comedians? Because, I mean, that is what they are. You know, I don't know, like that blows my mind. Like, what does that mean for that identity, I guess?
Yeah, maybe this is like the next stage of what, or maybe just like an adaptation of like another journey opens up for what a comedian could be, I guess. Because it's like, I remember in the past when it was like calling yourself like a YouTuber was kind of like a joke because it was like, oh, we get it, you make YouTubes. But like it's like now during the pandemic, sort of, yeah, going back to that, but it's like, oh, you make YouTubes, and it was like stage was like the thing because it was like real or whatever. And then pandemic happens, or even gearing up to pandemic with like TikTok and stuff. It's like that's all people could do, right? To like pass the time. And now it's like so present in like our society. So maybe that's where it's going. Like, is TV gonna die or get less popular, and TikTok short stuff is gonna rise? It's very weird. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, people's attention span is definitely less, but I don't know. I rewatched all seasons of Seinfeld in 2 weeks, so I don't know if it's gonna die because I will still gladly do both, you know. But yeah, like I guess it's funny because I think one, don't get me wrong, I'm all about like comedies for everyone, and I am. I don't know why my tone was like, don't get me wrong, comedies for everyone, but it's not. No, that's not where that was going. I launched that in a weird way, but what I'm trying to say is, it is cool that like everyone's a comedian, and there's so many different kinds of comedy too. It blows my mind. But there is a part of me, like a little part of me that, you know, started to do like live comedy, you know, in a specific way, took all of the classes, took all of the master classes, started the fellowship, you know what I mean? There's a part of me that was a little bit like, you know, I guess maybe she's a little bit like, gatekeeper, feeling a little bit gatekeepery. This is, you know, I'm like, oh, well, they're not really comedians. They didn't go to conservatory, and, you know, and that's, I'm also like, where's that coming from? Like, where is that coming from, you know? It's just interesting.
Maybe it's like I think it's just like another, there's like, the institutions, you don't have to like, it's not the only way, right? And it's like other people are doing crazy things that were at once unimaginable. And now it's like, oh, they're sustaining a career through like short videos, and I guess they can call themselves comedians. It's weird. It's like this new post-pandemic entertainment life.
Yes, this post-institution life. You heard it here first. ANESTI says burn institutions down.
Burn 'em!
Burn 'em! Well, I mean, I know like every time we hang out, you're always like, hey, look, have you seen this TikTok thing? Which I'm gonna say no, because I'm of the generation that's on Instagram. So we know that they're like, these Instagram apps have become these weird generational things where Facebook is a bit older, millennials sit comfortably in Instagram, and then TikTok is for, I guess, Gen Z, like that is the land of the Gen Z. So I absorb my TikTok from Reels, which were adapted from TikTok. Wow. There's a whole ecosystem. There's a whole ecosystem. Like, there's an ecosystem. I basically like wait for my Instagram curators to pick the reels that millennials like myself will like. But yeah, I mean, so what's anyway, this was a very long-winded way to ask you thing number 5. What are like comedy things that are really lighting you up? Maybe TikTok related, maybe not. And I believe my question intimidated ANESTI so much that he is frozen.
Oh, hey, I'm back.
Oh, here you go. There you go. You're back.
I was trying to text you that I'm fixing it, but it worked.
But you fixed it. So I was just I was just asking, what comedy things are lighting you up right now? Maybe TikTok, maybe not.
Oh, things that are lighting me up. Honestly, everything people are doing on the internet. That's like, it's so cool to see people's different styles and all their reels and stuff like that. I know like Natalie and Chris are doing their YouTube sketches and also like improv on YouTube now.
Carprov, yeah.
Yeah, I like how they made, like they put improv in a format that's kind of like accessible to non-improvisers. Like, yes. I thought that was really cool. And yeah, everyone who's like doing stuff on like Instagram and TikTok, like Lisa Gilroy with her characters are so funny. Laura Ramuso with her characters too on TikTok and Instagram. You writing a book, which was really cool.
Oh, I did not tell him to say that.
She texted me. She's like, "Plug my book." No, I'm kidding.
Wow.
I'm kidding. But it's really good. It's a good book. I liked it, and
Oh, thank you.
It inspired me. Yeah.
I gave you a copy for free. You could have paid for one, but whatever.
You had a note that said, "In the future, you will be plugging this on Bad Dog TV."
That's true. We did predict this last year. It's true. You earned it.
That's true. I worked for the book.
That's true. That's true. We all work for the book.
That's true.
Dun dun.
Dun, dun.
But are there? I mean, those are amazing, like Toronto comedians, and oh my gosh, like, it's really. I don't know if it's like bad to say this, but it really feels like Toronto comedians were very productive in the pandemic. Comedy won't die, and yeah, but almost like more productive than we were all just hanging out every night doing live comedy and drinking. It's like, wow, if you actually sleep early and wake up, you might do more stuff. I don't know.
What a crazy thought, right? Like,
I know, but also now that things are opening up again, like, you know what? I love this. Like, there's a reason for coming to live comedy. So support live comedy, folks.
You heard it here. Support live comedy.
And burn institutions.
We're just adding a list of to-do things. This is a
Oh yeah, 5 things. It's like 5 things to do. Yeah. Well, I mean, you got me into really bad Halloween movies.
Yeah, that's true. We saw Chopping Mall, which was so
honestly
bad.
Perfect movie. Perfect
Yeah.
movie. Tell us the premise of this. Like, people need to know.
Oh my God, I'm gonna enlighten everybody right now.
Please.
So it's pretty much like this mall. It's an 80s movie, and it's this mall who they buy like 3 robots, and these robots are like R2D2 kind of style robots. They're not like Android. They're just very basic, what the 80s futurism robot is kind of like. And these robots are to protect and serve the mall. But there are these teens that get trapped in the mall overnight, and these robots are trying to kill them.
Oh no!
And these robots have like lasers on them that like can explode people.
Of course.
And they can also like go upstairs and escalators, and I don't know. And they also look at each other sometimes. Did you notice that?
Yeah, just so, they can feel community. It's hard being a robot.
But it's like one of the teens would run away, and the robots would look to each other like, "You see that guy?"
That robot was those robots were the best actors in that movie.
Yeah, they deserve Oscars.
Yeah, I could definitely feel the yearning of like, I know we're work friends, but I want to be friends outside of work. Like, that was what those stares are for. Like, see that teen? We're gonna kill that one, but I want you to know I have your back.
We're yeah, exactly. The bestie bots.
They're bestie bots.
Alternate title.
It's true. Chopping Mall, bestie bots. Yeah, that was great. And like, for me, that's also, I don't know, like that's also comedy. I don't know what comedy. Maybe comedy is everything. Maybe that's the moral of the story. Comedy is everything, and everything is comedy.
Everything, tragedy is comedy. Comedy is what you make it. I don't know. But those
Whoa.
movies are fun.
They are.
Yeah. They're so dumb. Yeah.
Well, I mean, those are my 5 things, but we want to know more about you, ANESTI. I mean, I know a lot, but folks apparently want to know about you. Just kidding.
Uh-oh.
We can always know more about ANESTI, so we're going to end this with a lightning round, a lightning 5 things round. So,
Ooh.
are you ready?
I will try my best.
Okay, great. That's all we can do. Try our best. Okay, here we go. Number 1, what is your favorite food?
Pizza.
Nice. Number 2.
That's such a basic choice. Sorry, that's such a basic choice. I like gyros. Sorry.
Oh, okay. A specific one? Is there a specific place that you like to go to?
Oh, Messini's has the best.
Messini's, yeah, Danforth. Nice.
Danforth.
All right, number 2. What's your favorite holiday?
Oh, Halloween.
I knew
It should be a
that.
national holiday.
That's true. You love it so much. Okay, quick thing. So at Halloween, Anesti was like, "We're gonna dress up," and I'm someone who doesn't celebrate Halloween, but Anesti was like, "We're dressing up," and I'm like, "Fine." An hour before we were supposed to meet, Anesti's like, "Are we still doing this thing?" And I'm like, "Yes, I've got a costume," and he did not believe me.
The way you said it, though, seemed
I
very
text-
suspicious.
I said, I'm wearing a costume. I'm going to be Shawn Mendes. This is what I said. And then Anesti texts back, "Oh, great. I have a costume, too." And then we meet up, and his costume is just him in his, his clothes with a Post-it saying, "Hi, I'm Alia Rasul." Meanwhile, I am, Shawn Mendes in the face, full suit.
You had a whole head going on of Shawn Mendes.
It's true, and it was great. I won runner-up.
Mm-hmm.
There was no runner-up, but I clearly was runner-up to the best costume at a bar on Bloor.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the costume. Yeah. I forgot who won. Oh, it was like some guy in a guitar costume.
Oh yeah, no, his costume was amazing. Okay, I'm not even. Yeah, it was amazing. All right, so much for a lightning round. Okay, lightning round. Back to the lightning round. What did you want to be when you grew up? What did you want to be as a kid when you grew up?
A baseball player.
Oh, what? Really?
Yeah, I don't know why. I just really wanted to play baseball.
What happened?
I don't know. It just never happened. Okay, so my mom, I think she signed me up for baseball camp, and they never got back to us. I think because it was full.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a thing where I was so gung ho about it. If I didn't do this, I would die or something. It was just a thing. I was always I'm gonna be a baseball player, and then it just slowly fizzed out of my life at age 8.
Well, it's not too late either.
That's true. I hear they're always hiring.
It's true. So, just saying. Okay, number 4. This one may or may not be personal. Why do you eat your cereal the way you do?
So personal.
Okay, so Anesti eats his cereal with the milk in a cup and then the cereal in the bowl.
Yeah.
And then you take a scoop of the cereal and then you take a scoop. I don't understand the logistics.
Okay, hold on. Alia, if you put milk in the cereal, it's gonna make it soggy. Right? What happens to the crunch? It goes away.
But there is a crunch if you eat it quick enough. And the bonus points is some of the cereal flavor gets in the milk.
Yes, that is a pro for sure. But also, why are you eating cereal so fast? You have to enjoy it with a scoop and then a sip of milk. Because listen. You have this dry cereal, right? You
Yes.
eat it in your mouth. You put it in your mouth.
Yes.
And then you wash it down with this cold, refreshing swig of milk. Right? Perfect.
But, okay, hear me out.
Okay.
But imagine, you have a cereal bowl. You've got dry cereal and then milk, and you pour it. And you know that each moment that you eat it, it's going to be different, each bite. And then when you get to the bottom, you get that sweet, sweet nectar that is the sweetened cereal milk. And that is the full experience.
I don't know. It just turns into weird soup mush.
You know
I
what?
want to fight you on this forever.
All right, fine. To each his own. But just like comedy, there's cereal for everyone.
How do you do your comedy?
Just like I do my cereal.
Yeah. With a cup of milk on stage.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, and then, all right, last thing, number 5, where can we find more of your stuff?
Oh, I guess on Instagram and TikTok. Pretty much it.
Yeah, so you can find his stuff at ANESTI DANELIS on Instagram at ANESTI DANELIS, and also TikTok, also ANESTI DANELIS?
Yeah, I thought I'd keep it the same.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It's good branding. Okay, well, that is it. Thank you so much, ANESTI, for joining us for the very first 5 Things this season at Bad Dog Comedy TV. Everyone, please check out more of his stuff. He's very funny. And you know what? If you haven't yet, please hit follow or subscribe to this channel to keep up to date on all of the cool programming Bad Dog has coming your way. And if you'd like to support the show, consider donating to www.baddogtheater.com/5things. A big shout out to Ajahnis, Charley, our tech. And yeah, thank you so much for joining us. I've been Alia Rasul, and in the words of my people, ingat! And take care. Thanks again, ANESTI, and everyone else have a great night.
Bye. Thanks
Bye.
for having me, Alia.